What do you think would happen if the first thing a duck saw after hatching was a toy train? It might sound crazy, but I think you're gonna like the answer. So scientists took duck eggs and had them hatch without anything else around. Then they tested different things in front of each duckling to see how they would respond. When they put a rabbit in front of one of the ducklings, it started to follow the rabbit around as if it was its mother. We call this imprinting. And what's crazy is that the ducklings didn't need a living thing to imprint on. When it was placed in front of them, they followed around a toy dog, and even a toy train when that was put in front of them. And get this, they even tested imprinting with a balloon, and it worked. The duckling followed around the balloon like it was its mother. But it's not just ducks that follow others. We see this type of imprinting with other birds also, like chickens, turkeys, and geese. Some animals are masters at copying others. The lyrebird, for instance, can sound like other animals, machines, toys, or people. And God designed some animals to mimic other animals for hunting or for protection. When this mimic octopus from Indonesia is threatened, it can act and look like other animals. It can look and move like a poisonous flatfish, or it can change its color and look like the deadly sea snake, or it can even float around and change its shape to look like a venomous lionfish. In nature, we see animals following the example of others for a bunch of reasons. But here's the thing, it's not just animals, it's people too. Everybody has a natural tendency to have role models, which are people we follow. Sometimes the role models we have are really helpful and we grow a lot because of them. Other times, we have bad role models that lead us into trouble. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, "Do not be fooled. Bad friends will ruin good habits." That's why it's important to pick good role models for your life. The best role models help you in ways that you haven't even thought about asking for help yet. But did you know that you're also a role model for others? When other people want to learn something from you, it's called having influence in their life. You could say that influence is helping others whenever they're looking and listening to you. You don't have to be famous or have a large YouTube channel to be an influencer. You already have people in your life that watch and listen to you. For most people, it starts with friends and family. It doesn't mean that they're going to do everything that you say or agree with you all the time, but they watch you, and you probably have a bigger impact in their life than you even know. So what are you going to do with your influence? Are you going to use it for good purposes to help other people be better? Or are you going to use it for your own selfish desires? And if you are a good role model, do you think God will want to give you more influence so that you can help more people? Titus says, "Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works. And in your teaching, show integrity, dignity, and sound speech that cannot be condemned." You can think of modeling in a godly way as teaching others what's right by showing them how you live. And you know what? That can be scary because we don't want others to watch us and see all of our mistakes or make mistakes because of us. But when we're choosing to follow God, God will help us even though we make mistakes. Paul said, "Follow my example as I follow the example of Christ." You know, I always thought that was odd. He could have just said, "Follow the example of Jesus." But instead, he said, "Follow my example as I follow the example of Jesus." I think he said that because all of us should follow Jesus as our ultimate role model. But we can also ask others to follow us, not because we're better than others or that we're going to get everything perfect. Jesus was perfect, and I'm not going to live a perfect life. But unlike Jesus, I can show people what happens when I fail. I can tell others to watch me even when I mess up so they can see how God helps me back up and allows me to follow him again. Being a great role model is not just about doing the right thing. It's about showing others how to follow God. Don't give up. And don't underestimate what God wants to do in you and through you. And keep fueling yourself with God's love and truth.